Hello, gorgeous Virgos. Welcome to your reading with me. We are just going to dive into it. I have a new spread that I want to try out for you guys today. I've done it with the other signs. I've been enjoying it, so I look forward to hearing your feedback. But anyway, let's start out with a deep breath and some sound bowl. You can skip this part, of course, if you want to dive straight to the messages. But for those who want to get grounded and get connected, then feel free to sit with me just for a sec. All right, let's take a deep breath in. And out. Okay. I heard the name Jasmine for some reason, or it could be meaning the plants. If that means anything to anyone, then there could be something in this reading for you, but something extremely random going on there. But anyway, I'm going to start out with your oracles. As always, you guys love to see me shuffle on camera, so we'll make sure that we do it this week. Let's see, for the Virgos. Spirit, is there anything that Virgos need to know for the week ahead? Anything they need to be prepared for? Any energies? Rest and rejuvenation is important. So this is a really good card for, of course, pay attention to your sleep, pay attention to your body and to your healing in general, right? Some of you might have had too much going on. You might need some time out, right? So this card comes in as that. It is a little bit like meditation to me. That's how I see it as well. So you guys could be being called to meditate, to sit with yourself for a little bit, to really kind of cleanse your energy, cleanse your aura is what I'm hearing as well. This could be important for you. A 1 and a 9 always feels like there is something that the self one needs in order to complete some sort of cycle or to level up in some way, which is 1 and 9 goes to 10, completion of something. So I do feel like a little bit of like a spiritual upgrade, if you will, but you need to sit with yourself. There are some things that you probably still need to heal from. There's still some maybe energies you guys need to sit with that could be important for your growth. I'm going to put that here. Let's get you some more for my gorgeous Virgos. The 19th could be important. Like some of you could be 19th of September. Okay, we have 2. Interesting. All that glitters and time to go. That kind of gives like the initial message that I get from this. It feels like you guys are unmasking something, and I feel like you're understanding that something is not as good as it seems, and maybe that's the reason why you're walking away. All that glitters is a bit of a neutral card. Yes, it can be that, okay, you're finding out someone's true colors and they're not who they say they are. They look pretty on the surface, but underneath they're not very pretty deep down. But it can also be like a heart to heart. I always see it as that maybe we've been acting on egos and now we're having a heart to heart with someone. So, or soul to soul, they're saying. I wanted to interrupt and say that whatever it is, it's causing some action from you. So I'm going to have to dive deeper and see what comes up in the tarot. But yeah, it definitely feels like you are discovering something to its core and it's causing some action from you. The majority of you, yeah, it is that maybe you are finding out something and you're deciding that it's time to leave, like some friends or some colleagues or people that you might associate with, because it usually is a card of people or opportunities. It's not what it seems, and you are leaving it behind, okay, to walk towards some things that are better. So I'm going to keep the time to go here to see what it is that what's kind of bringing that on. All right, anything else? Any chakra cards that want to come out for Virgos? Expansion. I love that because it kind of is, I don't know why I see this as like a breath of fresh air again, similar to this. I wonder if breath work or breathing is important for you guys right now. Either way, expansion is coming up for you, and I do feel like that is very much similar to what we said here, like a spiritual upgrade. Now these are the chakra decks, so I have to tell you it's blue, so it's all about your truth, okay? Standing in your truth, standing in your power, figuring out what your truth is. It's all about clarity, truth, and potentially even information coming away during this week that's leading towards expansion. So it kind of does align with what we said here, that you're finding something out and it is causing you to take action. Some of you, it's like, okay, I know what I need to do now, right? And that could be what it is. Maybe you've had a lot of ego, a lot of worries, a lot of doubts, a lot of things that have not been clear for you. So whatever it is, some truth is coming through this week for you, Virgo, that's going to help you with your expansive journey. All right. I'm going to pull you some other oracles and we'll dive into your tarot. Any other messages, any specifics? One more. Thank you. All right, what do we got? Dog far away, distant friend is thinking of you. So you could have someone far away who is thinking about you. I just repeated that. Handshake says a meeting with a stranger could be important during this time. And nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So you guys could be, making decisions based on that nest, which to me feels like your comfort, your safety. It could be your home, that you guys are dealing with things, making sure that it's comfortable for you, whatever it is. All right, anyway, let's dive into a tarot. Let's see what's going on here. So as I said, I have a little bit of a different spread. So how I've been doing it, I'm just going to show you, right? Let's get an overall theme. What's the theme of this week's reading? Six of Cups, nostalgia, the past. That's interesting. Six of Cups, again, is about soulmate connections. It could really be that the priority or the theme this week is making sure that the people that surround you are people who are loving, who are kind, where there's equal reciprocation, right? That's what it means. There's equal loving care. So that's awesome. You guys could be meeting soulmates, for example, or of course the typical messages around this card is again the past. So there could be people coming back in from the past, maybe some truths coming in from the past that are helping you to close out certain cycles, right? It can go in alignment to what we've been saying, and maybe that's who the dog is. Maybe it's someone from the past who is going to, maybe you're going to meet with them. Let's try and fix the lighting here if I can. Don't think I can. Okay, it's just going to be bright there. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to clarify because I love to clarify. Let's see. Why is the Six of Cups here? Can I get 3 cards to clarify this energy? I think that was the moon, but I'm going to wait and see. Okay, we got quite a few. So 4 of Cups, yeah. So some of you, this is suggesting potentially a past situation where things were not very clear. And I feel like emotionally, even if you have moved forward, which 4 of Cups kind of feels like maybe you feel like you moved forward, but emotionally something has taken its toll on you. I feel like what I'm hearing for a lot of you, something took your spark. There's a lot of emotional energy coming through with this. So I don't know what happened, but the moon, something may have been hidden, which as I was saying here, a lot of you are getting confirmation and clarity that you need about a past situation that has been holding you back. 4 of Cups emotionally feels more like a lingering thing rather than something that's still in your life. The moon, again, something was hidden from you. Maybe things were just unclear in general. 4 of Cups, I feel like you felt like you were over it, but I think maybe it stopped you in certain ways. Anyway, 4 of Cups tells me that there is an opportunity or an offer coming your way that you're probably going to want to reject because whoever this was or whoever this is created a lot of trauma in your life. 9 of Swords, overthinking, worries, doubts, nightmares, trust issues, if you will. The Tower, something that you guys do still think about from time to time of how it really kind of destroyed something in your life or shook it up, right? The Tower is a shake up. What else can I get from this? So I feel like what's going on is so what they're showing me here as well is almost what they're trying to do, what Spirit's trying to do is get you from the 4 to the 6. So what that means to me is maybe you guys have not been very open to dynamics, to love, to friendship, to like community, whatever it is, because of this emotional lingering of something of the past. So what Spirit's trying to get you to do is actually connect with more like-minded people, more soulmates in your life, but they're doing that through healing, right? Trying to get over something that created a lot of trauma. So let's see how that comes up. That's a theme. That's just a theme. So let's see how that comes up for you during the rest of the spread. Let's see how you guys are showing up during the next week for Virgo's energy. I'm hearing like a proposal, but it doesn't have to be like a marriage proposal. Like I'm hearing, will you? And then the blank. So I feel like for everyone, it will be different what the end of that sentence is, but it does feel like someone's asking you an important proposal. It's like, will you work with me, or will you forgive me, or whatever it is. Will you marry me? I don't know. Let's see. All right. What's the energy of Virgos, please? You guys showing up with more cards. Okay, well, 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. Yeah, a lot of you guys, arms folded, arms crossed, you're keeping to yourself. 4s are all about stability, but both of these are really my cards for being closed off. 4 of Pentacles, you're focusing on your foundation and what matters to you. A lot of you guys could be trying to build on your savings or your finances right now, and that's looking cool with the 4 of Pentacles. You might need to, again, be more open to expanding, which means changing things up a little bit. I heard a bong, and then I see this, and I know it's not a bong, but I don't know if any of you guys are doing that, but I don't know why I see that. Anyway, 4 of Cups. it's both of these are a bit closed off, and I feel like some of you guys feel like your way is the best way, and that's such a Virgo thing. However, spirit wants you to be a bit more expansive. I feel like that's, again, really important. I'm gonna figure that out. And they're going back to the handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important, and I feel like it's not just saying, oh, you might meet a stranger this week. It's saying a meeting with a stranger could be important. Go put yourself out there, right? Collaborate with people, etc., which maybe you already have been doing. Anyway, I'm gonna figure that one out for you. Let's clarify. Why is Virgo showing up with this? 4 of Cups. I want to see that one because we've already had it come out. Okay, 10 of Wands there. And the Empress. Interesting. Now, the Empress is all about growth. It's like fertility, right? So a fertile time that, of course, can represent pregnancy, but it feels a bit more like you're bringing something to life and you're trying to nurture something to life, whether that's a part of yourself, you're trying to become someone new or bring new things to life, projects, plans, whatever it is. You're trying to live a more abundant life. And a 10 of Wands, again, is about completing cycles, letting something go. I feel like you have to do that in order to step into the Empress energy. You know, this represents hard work, restrictions, and she represents flow. So I feel like it's about letting go of baggage to step into your power is important. And a 4 of Cups seems to be potentially blocking that. Can I understand the 4 of Cups one more time? What is this? Is this just closed off, or is this actually Virgo rejecting something? What is that? 6 of Cups tried to come through. I don't know if you saw that. The King of Wands. Okay, some of you have been really hurt. So whoever this seems to be could be a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords. I'm hearing it's like more of an idea. So for some of you, it could be an idea that you're rejecting here, or it's a bit, there's pain involved here. Sorry, I'm going to fidget because the 3 of Swords is heartbreak and pain, but the 10 of Cups and the King of Wands, it feels like someone is proposing something great, but I feel like for some reason there's pain attached to it. So it almost feels a bit like you feel like you can't accept it. Or again, if you want to live your dreams, for example, which for some of you, I'm going to move out of that whole message as if it's someone else. For those of you out there, it could really be like there is this opportunity coming up for you guys at this time that could really be trying to get you to visualize and to step into your dreams, your emotional fulfillment, your future happiness, right? But the 3 of Swords, something is blocking that, and I wonder why. I think it's a deeply rooted thing. Could be to do with someone. As I said, you lost your spark in a situation. So I feel like to picture yourself the way that you wanted to picture yourself in the past feels more painful now because maybe there's more work involved. Or I'm going to just look at that 3 of Swords. What is this 3 of Swords doing here? There's some pain here for sure. With Queen of Cups and a 4 of Swords. Either way, Spirit wants you to heal your heart. Because there's something going on here that makes you feel heartbroken to do with your dreams, your goals. A good opportunity. Interesting. Now, again, most of you are going to be letting something go so that you can be your best self. Because for some of you, maybe someone is, promising big things, but they've already hurt you, right? Whoever this is. So it feels like you're having to let something go, even though it's painful, for you to step into your most authentic and true self as the Empress, into more abundance and expansion. So the 4 of Pentacles. Why is this in Virgo's energy? The moon reversed, and that's interesting, isn't it? Because usually this is in the upright. It's like things are hidden and hidden intentions, or a lot of emotional challenges. But the moon reversed with the 4 of Pentacles feels like you're able to see something more clearly now. And some of you, I'm feeling like you're trying to get out of maybe a tough spot financially, or to do with a home. I don't know what it is. Like it's a foundation, like we were saying here. You're able to see things more clearly. You're getting into the clear is what I'm hearing with that when it comes down to finances. Okay, but it requires a bit of work. And also, I wonder if you need to visualize it yourself. I feel like with the King of Wands and the 10 of Cups, a lot of you struggle to visualize yourself in that happy future because there's a part of you that believes that either you can't have it or something's going to get in the way of that. That's what it feels like to me. But correct me if I'm wrong, right? Let's see what the energy is of the week. Okay, 4 of Swords. Rest and rejuvenation for sure is the energy of the week. Showing up again. Some healing is definitely needed. Let's look at how you are showing up in the near future. So in the next few weeks. Thank you. Five of Cups, a bit disappointed. We'll figure out why in a second. Actually, we'll do it now. Let's see recent past. So, recent past. Thank you. And let's look at in the near future. Yeah, Queen of Cups coming through. Remember, she clarified the Three of Swords, so it makes sense. Near future. King of Wands. Interesting. And the Ace of Cups again. I say again, like the Ace of Cups is what's being offered to you here. Okay. Now, because I'm going to have to clarify this first. In terms of you, if I'm just going to focus on you, Virgo, in the near future, there is going to be some element of still feeling a bit of disappointment. Let me just try and get this all in the camera because the Five of Cups is here. Now, what is that disappointment over? I'm going to figure it out. But you are showing up as a King of Wands in your near future as well, which tells me that there's a lot of ambitious plans and ideas coming into play, they wanted me to say, in the near future, in the next few weeks. So there's a lot more action, which I feel like you are implementing yourself. It seems like in a recent past, again, you were more in your emotions, in more of your feelings. This week, you are going to be healing something, focusing on health, focusing on the foundation. A lot of four showing up in your reading, which again is about home. It's about your foundation. It's about your roots. Okay. It's like, it is really the structure of things. So that's something that you're focusing on so you can build on it, right? But you can't build on, I'm feeling like the pillars of life is what you're focusing on. So really the things that are keeping you standing. All right, things that are important to you is what you're focusing on. And then you're able to build and expand and kind of be more creative with it. But for now, it feels like things are very clear that you need to focus on the foundation. What does that mean? The nest, right? That is there. Okay, can we see, please, Spirit, why is Virgo showing up? Why is the recent past showing up as the Queen of Cups? Okay, that feels nice. Oop, whoop. The Devil in reverse and the Tower in reverse, and they're showing me a bit to do with all the glitches as well. So I feel like things in the past seemed nice, right? You felt like you were in your feelings. The Ten of Pentacles is there where things felt stable, and it tells me that was the case because the Tower had not happened yet. So maybe you felt like you were more spiritually connected, for example, or you felt like your finances were fine, or the home, the family was fine. And that's almost like, I feel like the Tower is this lingering thing in the background. So I wonder if it was like a truth, or I wonder if it was like, I'm almost feeling it was something that was there, but it was under the surface a little bit. They're showing me a bit like lava, right? That something was going on behind the scenes. You could have found out someone's hidden intentions, right? That's what we're seeing a lot of here. I definitely feel like things were going good at some point in your life that they're highlighting here, and then some truth came out. And the Devil being here. Temptations, bad habits, manipulation, whatever it is. Just impure intentions. Okay. Interesting. We'll figure it out. And can I see, why is Virgo showing up as a Five of Cups in the near future? Interesting. Now, these are good cards. So where is the disappointment coming from? The Sun, which would be truth. Now, there's a lot of good things coming through. I wonder, can I just get one more for that, please, Spirit, for Virgo? What is the disappointment related to the Five of Cups, or emotional? I feel like you'll be disappointed with something, but I feel almost as if, not that you're covering it up, but it feels a bit like you're choosing not to focus on it. And I wonder why. Because we have a lot of good cards, and none of these represent like a failure or a missed opportunity. The Eight of Pentacles says the work that you put into something, you're going to get back out. The Six of Pentacles is again the same energy of whatever you're focusing on is where things are going to expand. So I just feel like there's a lot more increase in your finances. The Sun can also be happiness, but in terms of maybe when we ask about what could be creating disappointment and the Sun coming out, it could again be truth. But the Sun is also about freedom. So it's the best card in the deck, really, in all tarot decks. So it's almost like, even though you're being set free in a way, it's a little bit of bittersweet energy. You're getting a lot of success in your work, but again, there's bittersweet energy. Like emotionally, you are growing, because Four of Cups, Five of Cups to the Six is where they want you to be. So again, like, you're getting where Spirit wants you to be in terms of community and emotions. I feel like you're still processing something. That's what I'm seeing here. Seven of Wands is feeling up against the odds, right? I feel like emotionally you might be disappointed, not because disappointments are happening, but because like emotionally things still feel a bit unstable, even though like you have a lot of success in your life in the near future. And but there's just a lot of things that you guys are having to do, and you're having to also try to keep your peace above everything else. So Seven of Wands comes in with a bit of advice saying, despite how things look, you will have success, right? We usually feel like when traumatic situations happen that it's the end of the world, right? But life can actually be so much more different after that. And I'm living proof of that in my own way. So I know that it's true that you can be in the darkest of phases and still have a happy life in the future, right? It's that kind of energy. So I feel like that's something that's going on for you. That emotionally it feels like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? Like I'm trying, and you are trying and you're getting somewhere. Can I just say that? It may not feel like it when you're in the Five of Cups, but you are moving forward. And I feel like you're slowly, even if you're tired, I feel like you're slowly making progress. So Spirit wants to congratulate you on that, even though you might not be feeling in your best. Did I clarify the King of Wands? I don't think I did. Let's see. Why is this the energy of the near future? These cards just jumping, flying, flipping reverse. King of Wands. High Priestess, secrets, trust your intuition, anything around this? King of Wands again. But can I know, is this a separate person? Death card. Death and rebirth. And this is the star jumping on top of healing. You know, it is a card of healing. Page of Pentacles reverse. You know, usually to me that always represents like learning something new. And the Tower card reverse, I don't know. I'm just going to say don't go back into old cycles, because I don't get an energy of change when the Page of Pentacles like that. Usually it's a card of growth, and it is a card of, again, like learning as you go through life. It's the Apprentice card. It is an education card too. So I feel like if you're getting an offer from a past boss, for example, or from a past person, I just don't like it. It feels like, again, that Tower in reverse these days, well, for you, at least in your reading, feels a little bit like disaster waiting to happen is the words that are coming to mind. So if you do get a message from someone that you've not been speaking to, death and rebirth, close the cycle out, okay? You've learned your lesson. You don't need to relearn it, because trust me when I say this is not a stable offer, and it's just, again, a Tower waiting to happen. So trust your intuition with this, okay? Death and rebirth. Let me fix that for you guys. It's literally just up here. But yeah, so the Star card is again a little bit of hopes. Something's playing on your hopes a little bit here. So I'm going to figure out what that is. I think it's best that you focus on your own energy. Now, if this is in terms of work, I'm going to say the same thing, that it feels a little bit like you need to trust your intuition with something. And maybe it's not a good idea to bring something from the past back if it didn't work before. You might feel like it might be better now because the Star is here. And I wonder what that represents. I'm going to figure it out. The Star. Why is this coming up with the King of Wands with also... Oh. Can I get one more for that energy? This combo. Interesting. Okay. The Nine of Swords is worries, fears, about a plan, about maybe a financial new beginning for some of you. The Star and the Four of Swords. I feel like in this resting period... During this week, I do feel like you're going to get very connected to a new dream or a new goal. Again, not the past. I don't really want this energy. The Death card, right, is all about major change. High Priestess, trust your intuition, and the King of Wands coming up again. In terms of career, especially for those who are freelance, especially for those who are wanting financial freedom and success in some way, I do feel like there is a dream that is coming up during this week that Spirit wants you to connect to. And it seems like maybe you're going to see it in a dream, right? It has a lot to do with this healing, which maybe is what we were saying before, right? With the rest and rejuvenation, it feels like there is some spiritual upgrade that you guys are going through that's leading towards expansion. And I feel like maybe that's what this big shift is for a lot of you in career. But we're going to look into career, by the way. Nine of Swords, don't get overwhelmed by your fears. They are just fears, right? Because the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles is really beautiful for planning and for receiving an opportunity to actually fill in and ground that plan. So it does feel quite nice there. All right, let's then see what your challenges are during this week. Five of Pentacles. All right. So financially, I do again see that there is some progress from the 4 to the 5, but again, it does feel a little bit like you might have some unexpected expenses come out here. You might feel unexpectedly or expectedly, I don't know. But this is my card of loss or lack, okay? So your challenge here is trying to overcome some sort of financial lack, or again, it could just be stability within yourself or in connections, right? It's feeling left out in the cold. So I'm going to clarify that to get a bit deeper into it. But again, it's my card that represents a bit of a hole in your life. What is the other challenge for Virgo during this week? The Empress coming back up again, knowing your worth, knowing your value. A challenge could be a mother figure. Let's see what this is. You know, Empress is all about expansion and growth too, to be honest with you. It's all about the flow and abundance. So I feel like what's interesting is this being your challenge makes sense that the 5 Pentacles is here, because this is lack and this is abundance. So your challenge is to almost heal any lack that you have that's preventing you from being the Empress. You know, especially for some of you, I don't know why I'm getting this. I don't know if like this is super specific, not going to be for everybody, and I'm not a doctor either. So but I'm just picking up on people who might have like infertility issues. Like I feel like there's some conversations or healing being had around that that's actually potentially going to help you in the future to change that. 5 Pentacles, 4 Swords, Empress. For Ness being here, some of you are really wanting to build on a family right now. So there is some hope around that. Let's clarify what's going on here. But for a lot of you, this feels much more of a spiritual message here, that there's a lack within that's preventing you from really expanding and growing. Why is the 5 of Pentacles here? Why is the 5 of Pentacles in a challenge position, please, Spirit? Okay. And Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands. So yeah, interesting how that keeps coming back up. 7 of Wands, King of Wands. I feel like this is a really important time to be strategic in terms of your ideas. Try it out. Fiery energy is important because it's all about passions, it's pursuit, it's ambition and all that stuff, and drive is really what I get from the fire energy. So 7 of Wands, King of Wands says, despite how things look right now, you can turn the tides, if you want to call it that. I don't know why that's what's coming up, but it does require some education or learning about it, right? Knight of Pentacles to me is about making progress and investments and investing your time, energy, resources into growing your knowledge, right? It's still a knight, it's not king, not queen. There's still something to learn from or grow at this time. So I feel like it's about taking baby steps, they're saying, but steps nonetheless. Okay, 7 of Wands, despite how things look, your ideas are going to take you somewhere. Okay, and a lot of you, that's why King of Wands is coming up so much, is they really want you to step into your courage. Don't be afraid to ask for help, or don't be afraid to experiment and explore with your ideas to see where it leads you in terms of building on your finances, or again, going into school, and learning more deeply. Like some of you, if you've been taking exams and you feel like you've been failing them lately, then this is a sign you need to learn a little bit more, right? Dive back into it, spend more time. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Spend more of your resources. It doesn't have to be money, especially with 5 Pentacles. I think it's your time. You need more time spent on something because it will work. Okay. Anyways, what else do I see? The Empress. Why is this a challenge? I definitely feel a challenge with the expansion here. Why is the Empress here? 5 of Cups, 2 of Swords. Why is the Empress a challenge? 7 of Swords and the Emperor. Some of you are having a difficulty in a relationship with someone who might be having... 7 of Swords really can be hiding things, right? 6 of Swords reversed. What's it? Because Emperor and Empress, now I'm going to say it in 2 ways. Some of you, this could be a person. Some of you, this could be parents. You know, if it's people around you, either way, it feels a little bit like your challenge here is an imbalance in a dynamic with you and someone else. 5 of Cups feels like someone may have disappointed you. A truth. Ace of Swords is here. That's left you with a decision. And 6 of Swords is interesting because to me, that feels like a little bit like you don't know where to go. Because usually it's a card of being on a journey, moving towards calmer times. I feel like you feel like no matter what choice you make, it's not a good choice for you. And I think that's why the Empress is here. Let's try to figure that one out. It feels definitely like, it means, yeah, there's a phrase for this that I always hear people say. It's like you feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place, meaning that like both options are really uncomfortable. Let's figure this out. It could again be a boss, could be parents. I don't know what it is, but Seven of Swords again is lying, cheating, stealing, or it's just people doing things, you know, that are not really right. Seven of Swords. Six of Cups, that's the past energy. Okay, that might be something that Spirit wants you to heal right now. I don't know why, or I don't know how they want you to heal it. Let's see. Can I understand? Can I just ask? We're going to go into advice in a second with the actual, the main deck that we're using, but why is the Two of Swords here? Four of Wands. Now, this is usually a card of victory, and that's where I was saying I feel like you're struggling a little bit to see where you're going to have victory. And a lot of you might have abandoned some goals because of a situation. Like I said before, that did feel a bit like what we were saying earlier, that where you lost your spark. And the Five of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Someone's apologizing. Yeah. Five of Swords. The Nine of Cups. That feels like overindulgence. Someone was overindulging. Selfishness, right? The Nine of Cups is usually when it's not about wish fulfillment, because I'm not sensing that. I feel like it is about like overindulgence. It's a bit of pride, a bit of greed. Okay, well, Knight of Cups, again, someone is coming through with an offer. We have been having that a lot about something to do with the past. Someone's apologizing. The Knight of Cups is usually someone who is wearing their heart on their sleeve. So if you want to hear that it seems like a genuine offer, that's up to you still if you want to deal with that. You are showing up as Empress and Emperor, so I don't know what happened here. Now, we don't want to go towards people who are not very good for us, right? The masks are being removed. So whatever direction you feel guided to go, which we're going to figure out, might be what's best for you. Six of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. And the Chariot. Okay, so I like that because it feels like you're going to be getting or receiving an idea that's going to help you move forward. Okay, which is great. I do feel for a lot of you with this dynamic, like it's specifically for only a person out there, I do feel like someone is going to apologize. Even if that's what helps you to move on, I don't know. But the Six of Swords being reversed here, and then these beautiful stable cards come out. I do feel like in terms of work and in terms of your stability, I think you're going to know how to move forward. But of course, like emotionally, there's a lot going on there. Feels like it's hard for you because it feels like I don't really know what to do about the situation. Like all the options that are in front of me, I don't really like or want to do. I do see an offer changing, or I do see something coming in that you probably are not going to expect that's going to give you that option that you feel like you need, right? So that's good news. So the Empress, believe that there is a limited amount of opportunities out there for you, and it's not just the two that you feel like you're left with. I'm here for 30 minutes. Let's look at your advice, and we'll look into career, love, and all that. Let's see, 2 cards of advice for Virgo during this time. 3 of Pentacles. Your advice is to keep working on a plan or a project that you guys have going on right now. This tells me it's going to be very financially rewarding for you. This is also a card of like group projects too. So if you need advice or if you need some help, make sure you're collaborating with others, because this is a really good card for that. But whatever projects you guys are working on behind the scenes, I like it. So their advice is to keep doing that. Anything else as advice for Virgo? Wheel of Fortune and Queen of Pentacles. That's beautiful. That feels a lot like reassurance over advice. 10 of Swords is there, so that is a shedding. Remember how we said over here, rest and rejuvenation. I really feel like you're going to have an energetic upgrade that is really going to cleanse you of whatever has been keeping you stuck. And the Wheel of Fortune being here is like a change in your fate, right? The wheel is turning or churning. It does really feel like there is luck coming away. And I'm saying that because this is a card of luck, number one. But I really do feel like there is like, you're entering a time it's like, they're relating it to astrology for some reason. Like I'm seeing the planets, that there's a specific movement that's happening that's going to give you some luck at this phase in your life. So it's almost like kind of resembling a bit of spiritual support or kind of fated support, if you will. And the Queen of Pentacles in terms of finances and stability. So whatever you've been worried about, this is your card, Virgo, anyways. You're an Earth sign. This is extremely solid, extremely grounded, and very good financially in terms of resources, having more than enough. So Wheel of Fortune coming through here tells me, especially with whatever it is that you're working on, this could actually be the thing that's leading you towards financial security and stability. So they could really be saying here, like, no matter how things look right now, especially we have a lot of cards suggesting growth for you. But again, as I said, luck. I say luck, destiny. I'll call it that. It's your destiny. Okay, 3 Pentacles as advice. 3 of Swords. So it definitely feels like you guys are healing your heart here and working on a better foundation. Can I understand the message behind both of these? 3 of Pentacles. Why is it being clarified by the 3 of Swords? Emperor. Well, here we go again. For some of you, what I was going to say, I mean, yes, Ace of Cups, it is to do with love. I feel like someone wants to work on something with you. That's up to you if you can forgive. We have Emperor, Empress here. So whatever it is, I'll leave it up to you. Sorry, crazy high. For a lot of you, if you're not dealing with anyone, for example, the Empress and the Emperor really could be like a bit of a challenge within yourself. Because with the Emperor and 3 of Swords being here, it tells me there was a part of your life where you felt out of control, or stepping into more of a masculine or action or survival energy is difficult for you because you want to be in abundant energy, right? And remember, we had that 10 of Wands where it's like, okay, there's like hard work here. You'll soon be letting that go to be able to be back into the Empress energy, or to be in the Empress energy of flow. It just feels like you have to kind of push a little. And the 3 of Swords tells me there's some pain here. But I do feel like as soon as you start working on something, I think you'll step back up into the Emperor energy anyway, taking more control over your life. And I feel like the pain from this comes from probably feeling a lack of control, as I was saying. A lack of control over your life. And the Wheel of Fortune and Queen of Pentacles as advice. Look at that. Another Pentacles card coming through. 8 of Pentacles. Absolutely really good for work projects, building on your skills, talents, abilities, whatever it is that you guys are working on or will be. Your advice is to keep doing it because it is going to pay out tenfold. So amen to that. All right. Is there anything else I want to clarify before we move forward into love? I think we're fine. One card out for love, please, for Virgos. Thank you. 3 of Cups. Interesting. That is a card of reconciliation or forgiveness. From time to time, typically sometimes comes out as third party situations, but I'm not really sure about that. Let's see. 3 of Cups. Why is this in the area of love? Page of Cups. Yeah, emotional news. I feel like some of you, if you're single, you're going to be meeting someone through friends. So if a friend invites you to a party, get ready, because dress your best because someone's going to be there. What else am I seeing with that? What is this? The Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Again, like jumping on top of the Empress speaks a bit about fate going on here too. So I feel like the stars are aligning and some of you will be meeting somebody here around that. Anything else around the 3 of Cups? Ace of Swords. So truth, communication, Hierophant being here. These are kind of good cards when it comes down to this. But again, if some of you are dealing with third party, some of you are dealing with that for sure, because some of this can be set as that way. But I feel like these cards feel quite nice. I don't know, at least with how I'm reading it right now, how I'm feeling. Anything else for love for Virgo? King of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. That's a little bit of holding back. And Temperance being there, I feel like I'm speaking to 2 different types of people. For those of you in love or who are single, in happy love and who are single, that's one category. This looks really nice. Some of you are meeting someone. Some of you are feeling more heart to hearts with someone. There definitely is some deeper understanding. Some of you guys are figuring someone out on a deeper level, and that seems to be making you a bit more like, ooh, like, wow, like, what is this? This person is even more interesting than I realized, that kind of thing. Or again, some of you are meeting someone. For those of you who are dealing with someone who you've been going through a bit of a tricky time with somebody, 4 of Pentacles, King of Swords. 4 of Pentacles, as I said, is like really being closed off. And the King of Swords kind of is a bit like that too. I do see heavy communication from somebody to you, but I don't know if you're super open to it. As I said, you're showing up really being closed off in the 4s. Like you're really wanting to focus on yourself, your foundation. And even though there are hints of forgiveness coming through, I don't think it's going to be easy, right? For the person to get that from you. One more for the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, because 5 of Cups, Tower, I feel like you're still bugged out about something. You're still upset, and you will still be in the near future too. Like it's going to take a little bit of time to forget something, or to forgive something, or to overcome something here, because something sent you in a bit of a spiral. All right, that's for somebody out there. Three of Cups again, hint towards forgiveness though. So if you needed to hear that, then that might be there for you. But either way, even if you don't, and you already know that you don't want to forgive someone, you want to move forward. As I said, you could be meeting somebody new or just having some fun with some friends. Three of Cups being there. Okay. Let's then see career and money. The Chariot, forward movement here. I love that. Okay, so there's some money moves being made. Goals being achieved here, at least you're going after it. The Chariot represents dedication, clear direction, and determination within yourself and how you're going to get there. And even if there are problems, the Chariot, it doesn't give a crap. If there's potholes in the road, I'll take a different route. I'm just trying to get to that goal. So it's a really good determined card. Anything else around the Chariot? Some of you are buying new cars or needing to buy a car. What's the Chariot doing here? The Three of Wands. Okay, so yeah, you guys might have been in a bit of a difficult place. Again, some of you, I do pick up a little bit like there's been a bit of disappointment around career or finances, a bit of feeling of defeat here. Some of you may feel like you've missed a promotion, like I said, or missed a bonus. I feel like you can still get what you feel you've missed out on. Like I said earlier, it feels like you might need to get more knowledge or spend more time in something in order to get it, okay? But Three of Wands, Chariot, Six of Pentacles, I feel like you're re-strategizing around this area to make sure that you're giving or doing the right strategy to build your money or to get a really good job, okay? If you have faced a bit of disappointment around this, again, I do feel like you will be getting something different, but the Chariot represents movement, okay? So ultimately, I like that energy. Okay, well, I feel like I've been yapping for a good long time now. So Virgos, if this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share with some friends if you feel called to. It helps me out a lot over here. So that would mean the world to me. But anyways, I'm just happy you guys are here with me. So thank you for your support and for watching. And I will see you guys next time. All right.